Welcome back to Humber Pie. I'm your host, Jimmy D. With me.
It's me, Porter.
And we're going to get ourselves into round one of this event. This is a practice round because there was only 3 rounds during the store tournament. So we got an extra filler with some camera work that I really wanted to see, and a deck I've been desperate to have coverage for. We're going to get into Emu versus Rayleigh. So it's going to be you and Curly on camera for the first time. So can you tell us a little bit about the deck before we go into the deck list?
Emu?
Yeah.
I despise this deck with my heart and soul. I only have it because it was so unbelievably cheap to build. I think that this deck needs to be banned into the ground. I hate it so much, but I do have the deck. Like, it is fun to play, but this is the worst designed deck in all of One Piece, like, easily.
Yeah. Actually know nothing about this deck. Yeah, all right, let's get into the deck list, shall we?
Yeah, I can learn you about this deck. I can learn you about why this deck is a mistake. So, we have the leader. Under the rules of this game, you can't have events with cluster 2 or more in the game. And at the start of the game, play up to 1 Mary Joie type stage from your deck. So just play a stage from your deck. You're playing a 49 card deck. Immediately off the bat, it immediately increases your consistency. And then active main, or once per turn, trash 1 of your Celestial Dragon type characters or 1 card from your hand. So this is either from board or hand. Draw a card. It's better Sakazuki effect.
Right.
So not only are you playing a 49 card deck, cheating out one of the most ridiculous stages to ever be shown, and you also get a free cycle every turn. Already crazy.
Tell them which one you usually start with.
So you play the 1 cost stage for the mirror match, but here is the stage, the Empty Throne. Your turn. If you have 19 more cards in your trash, your leader gains plus 1k power.
6k power leader, pretty strong.
It's only on your turn, so it's not defensive.
Okay. That's good.
But here's the main thing. Cost doesn't matter. You're playing this for free at the start of the game. You may rest this card and 3 of your Dawn cards.
Okay.
Play up to 1 black 5 Elders type character card with a cost equal to or less than the number of Dawn from your field to your hand.
That's not that bad. That's just a 1 for. That's 4
3 Dawn.
3 Dawn for 1 card. Oh, that's not bad.
But you're playing upwards of a 10 cost. This turns your first 5 Elders into a Gundam card.
Right.
It turns it into a Gundam card where the cost is the level and the actual cost is 3.
Right. But can we tell them what the most busted one is?
So, no, we're going to get to that. We have other things.
Yeah, sounds good.
First off, here's this line of text that's on every single one of these.
Yeah.
If you have 7 or more cards in your trash, this character card cannot be removed from the field by your opponent's effects.
No bouncing, no KOing, no trashing, no bottom decking.
They're just there. And you get 7 cards in trash by turn 1, if you go second, by the way.
Quite easy to do.
And here's the other thing.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to go over all the other ones because, yeah, they're crazy, but this is the main thing.
Yes, chickies. Yes. This is the most disgusting one.
And now we're getting into the actual problem. Yeah. Active main. If your leader is Emu, you may rest 1 of your Dawn cards and trash 1 card from your hand. Trash all characters and play up to 5 Elder type characters with 5,000 power and different names from your trash. This plays 5 cards from your trash for 4 Dawn because you're playing this off of stage.
Right.
This is 28 Dawn for 4 Dawn. And your board is going to be clear because you can clear a board with your leader effect to draw cards.
Right. And let's just briefly go over some of the awesome effects here. You got one that gets searches.
Yeah, we have a searcher. We have
blocker.
Then this one, which is a blocker that draws a card on KO. We have this, which is rush and power reduction, which is really strong. We have this one, which is blocker and removal.
And before you move to the last one, note that all of these things are 5k. That's easy to beat.
No, they're actually 7k.
Because when you get Jupiter out, all of them are 7k bodies. Base power, mind you. So anything that needs to worry about base, it has to obey by the rules, and it's saying that it's now base power 7k.
Also, it has a free archetypal radical beam with no restrictions
or downside. Yeah.
And it also makes it so that you can't play the good stage in the mirror because it kills a 7 cost stage with the main.
So great for the mirror, but also a great 4k counter. You have some search capabilities in the event. And of course, my favorite, Stussy, which I don't like that she's in here, mostly because I like the character, and I don't think she would work at the Emu this way, but it's also an important card.
She's decipherable. She's undercover. That's why she's here. She's actually undercover. Okay. But this is here for the ace matchup. This gets rid of blocker beards.
Which is absolutely important for this deck. Because while you do get a lot of 7k bodies, remember, you do have to trash the 12k to make this thing available. But next turn, if you get another one, And all you have to do is just trash this and recycle again. So if they clean your board, guess what? They're back.
Yep. And then we have this Shirahoshi, mainly so that you don't deck out, but it also means that you can potentially use 5 Elders upwards of 5 times in a single game. And also, in case you mill the Shirahoshi, we have, after all these years, I'm gooning my edge. It's a one cost counter event that gives plus 1k, and then if you have 10 or more cards in trash, add a black character of 3 or less. So it recycles a 2k, basically making it a 3k counter, but it also could get back a Shirahoshi to stop you from decking out if you really need to. And then you have your searchers and blockers and counters and whatnot.
Everything to make this deck as consistent as possible. And it does a very good job.
It's the most consistent deck in the game.
Yeah. This leader is absolutely insane. There's a reason why it's topping all these events, especially in the East and in the West. We're seeing it's not winning. It's actually losing to Red
Ace.
Blue Ace a lot.
Yeah, no, Ace has a really good matchup into this deck, which is the only thing that is stopping this deck from being completely oppressive.
Absolutely.
But
And
this is a terribly designed deck. It is absurd. I hate it, but at the same time, it is actually kind of fun to play.
right. Now this one's going to be up against Curly's deck, who actually has been working on strategies to try to get underneath the Emu. Has had some success. Unfortunately, with the recorded matches that we had for it, we didn't have a day to display it yet. But he has been able to beat the
Kendi's
deck.
Ace just goes over top of Emu. Emu cannot deal with 4 10-cost Whitebeard blockers.
Yeah. Oh, we did get
And-
4 blocker beards. Oh,
Yeah,
good
no.
grief.
Ace just gets to go over top of Emu and play guys that are way bigger than Emu can possibly deal with. It's why you play the Stussies.
Yep. Because it's the only answer you have. And this one only played 2. Is it normally at 4? Or is it just because you had 2, or what?
No, it's 2 because you see it so consistently, and
Okay, that's fair.
you have so much draw power. You really only have space for 2. Emu is a very tight deck list.
That makes sense, actually. Now looking at it, I mean, you got to get 4 copies of every single one of the Elders, and of course you got to get the 5 Elders. That's 20 cards right there, right? 5 times 4.
That's 24
So, no,
cards.
24. Yeah, because you have the 5
And
Elders. is
Searchers makes it 20. It makes it 32 with your Searchers. Then you need your 2Ks and your counter events and all the other things.
the stages and everything else. So yeah, it is a tight deck. And the deck kind of just builds itself, and most of it in OP13, right?
Yeah, so like I said, very cheap deck. I'm pretty
Whereas
sure you
the-
can build it for like $30.
The opposite of true being for Red Blue Ace, given that the blocker.
I mean, outside of the
Marco-
Marcos, I don't think that deck's too terrible. Marcos and Rogers, I don't
Yeah.
think the deck's like terrible.
I think it's definitely affordable. I can see, in a way for, especially with the card games I play. This is a little biased, guys. I come from a different
Yeah,
market.
it's like, as a former Yu-Gi-Oh player, even Ace, which is probably one of the more expensive decks right now, is like would still be considered a budget deck in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh decks.
right, and it would not even be a good deck in the pricing for Magic the Gathering. So take that for as it is. If you spent that little on a Magic deck, you probably aren't winning. All right, I digress. Oh wait, Chica says, yeah, Ace wasn't too expensive to build, to be honest. Oh, good, you built it. Yeah, I'm glad you did too. It's a very, very good deck in this meta. Speaking of other decks in this meta, Silver's Rayleigh, which has kind of fallen off if you look at the top tier triangle or square, if you want to look at it that way, because really it's Red Blue Ace. You've got Emu that we just covered, and of course Ronor Zoro is still putting in a lot of great effort here because it is a really good Unga Bunga deck that can achieve some wins and also has a great matchup against Ace, right?
It
Or
has.
is it not
I
Ace?
think
It's go ahead.
It is a deck that can do well into both Ace and Emu at high rolls. But like Ace and Emu are just decks that are like
Consistently
worlds
good.
above Zoro. It's just Zoro happens to be the 3rd best deck in a format where the other 2 decks are so unbelievably overpowered.
Absolutely. And once we get the promo here come December, Goldie Roger and Blue Purple
No, Blue
Luffy.
Purple Luffy way more than Roger. Blue Purple Luffy is way stronger than Roger.
Fair. But we did see some toss of the Roger, and it is still an effectively good deck. Something
Yeah.
that is a good option for you to choose. He always put every single creator I saw in the East when I was watching their meta put him in tier 1, so it was always something you had to respect. Whether you think or even, I mean, I agree with you on
I
a
mean,
lot
it
of
is a
senses.
deck you have to respect, but it's not as prevalent nearly as much. You're going to run into like 1 or 2 at a big event. Like,
Absolutely.
maybe. It's like, you'll see a handful of Rogers. You might not get paired against it, but like it's something you have to expect that some people are going to be bringing.
Absolutely. And another one of the cheap decks you can build here, too, because most of the cards available,
The red 10-cost Rogers up to like $20.
30 bucks, yeah. So the secret rare did go up a little bit.
But like outside of that, the deck is cheap.
Most of the cards are definitely available for the PRB and whatnot.
No, it's only OP13. I don't think
Oh,
there's
I'm the only
anything
one
in PRB.
playing Silver's Rayleigh. That's right. Sorry, I was comparing to my deck list because I'm playing Roger Pirates.
Yeah, you're doing
Yeah.
the Mono Roger Pirates, which I think is a fine list. You don't commit to it as hard as...
I couldn't yet, and we'll talk about that in the round 2 when we get into it.
Oh, did you actually
Yeah.
fix your deck list?
A little bit, but not as much as I wanted to because I couldn't find the cards for it.
Okay.
We're working on it. It's a build in progress. I had some cards in the mail, but apparently they got stuck with Daddy LifeLink, and apparently he hasn't been able to go check the mail recently to get those cards. And I need those cards to actually finish up the rest of that deck. Eventually, I'll have it ready. Right now, I'm just having fun practicing the deck and learning the leader. But let's talk about today's.
There's not
leader.
a lot to need to learn with Roger.
That's true. There's a few things. I loved the matchup, and I can't wait to cover it with you guys in that round because it's actually going to be some inner thoughts I want to show you guys when I was going through about what this matchup feels like. But back to the matchup. Silver's Rayleigh. If you guys haven't seen it yet, this is Curly's special. Curly's been on this deck for quite a while and trying to make this work. I really respect players like that really try hard, just like he do with Trafalgar Law. You learn the deck through and through, all the lines. You put enough work into it, and eventually it ends up doing really well for you, especially in the local meta, because you've learned this deck better than anybody else. And not to say that Trafalgar Law is a bad deck, but I think the way that you played it, the way that you practiced it consistently over and over again, you were the only one that could pilot it that way. Hands down, I don't
there
think...
are other people who can. It's just a deck that only the one-trick copers can pilot the way that it's good with.
I guess.
If more people learn the deck, it would be easier.
It doesn't look
Could be
like something
around more.
people would want to learn, because you're looking at the meta and this thing has a great matchup against Blue Purple Luffy. Everyone's complaining about it, but this deck really does well, and it's a law deck on top of things too. But no one was really representing the deck as well as you.
I mean, in OP11, I think the deck was potentially tier 1 and people just weren't playing it.
Right.
But we're talking about Rayleigh right now.
Yeah, let's get into Rayleigh.
We've
Yes.
gone on like 3 different tangents and instead of
We
talking
don't want
about
to talk about
Rayleigh.
Curly. Curly's out there. He's like, tell me about my deck.
I mean,
Well,
it's Rayleigh. We've seen
yeah.
Rayleigh quite a bit. It is red deck wins.
Yes. Beyond belief, and the most consistent of red decks that are out there, mostly because it has so many searchers.
It has this is 20 searchers, I
Yeah.
believe.
Over a third of the deck is
Yes,
in
this
searching.
is 20 searchers.
Yeah.
Because you have the 4.
Yeah, Little Pound Cake.
Yeah, Little
likes
Pound
this
Cake
deck,
also likes Rayleigh,
Yeah.
but he does not show up very much
sadly.
to the store because he has kids.
Yep. Adult responsibilities. Adulting. Don't recommend it. But yeah, this deck has a lot of great searchers and helps with the consistency. You've got a lot of great low to the ground stuff, of course, because this deck requires you to be low to the ground. Can't play anything 5 costs or higher in this deck. But you get access to some pretty powerful low to the ground cards. You got some Rush Ronar Zoro. You got some Rush Kid Killers. And of course, the key to this deck, and unfortunately, the one reason I feel like this deck fails any bit is if you can't get this online, you're probably not going to win the game. And I don't like how much this deck relies on this card, but it has a lot of ways to consistently get it, and hopefully on curve. Very powerful card. If 2 are given Dawn or given to anything on the board, gains plus 2,000. Right there. So it's a static 6k on your opponent's turn and your turn. On play, you can reveal 2 event cards, which is very on theme with this deck here.
And you already have 2 events to be revealing with leader effect. So.
Exactly. And you get to free play 1 character at 3,000 power or less, and give a Rested Dawn to either one of your leaders or one of your characters. So why is this the most powerful? Because it's really the best thing that can be swinging potentially 8k for as minimal as a 2k investment. With the leader ability, can be swinging 10k with as minimal as 2 Dawn investment. And I'm not saying it has to be on this one. It'd be 8k if you didn't use this one. But since it does require 2 given Dawn, and it can be any character, you have a basic 10k swing on as early as your 3rd turn if you're playing on the evens. So that in itself already pretty devastating for most opponents to have to deal with. Very, very aggressive. And then when they're trying to deal with this and get this off the board, you've got other threats that people should be dealing with, which is like this Ronar Zoro or the Kid Killer. Additionally, you've got really cool combos of the Boa Hancock that does a searching, and after you've attacked, maybe using Rayleigh's ability to make it a 5k swing, you could trash this character and give up to 2 rested Dawn cards to any character or leader. So instantly activating Luffy's secondary ability just by trashing this and getting an attack in with it. It's absolutely fantastic. I think this deck did better in the 5,000 power leaders. I think its biggest problem in this new meta is most everything is at 6k. Would you agree?
I mean, this deck was kind of actually designed to beat blue-purple, so it likes to swing 6k a lot.
Sure. A lot of swings in 6, going wide, always a great strategy. All right, let's get into the gameplay and find out how this matchup looks on paper. That is not the right match. Nothing to see here. I always have the right match on already. All right, so I do appreciate you putting this deck together, by the way, because we do need some content with this. A lot of people don't want to play it.
Yeah, because no one wants to be the guy that plays Emu, the deck that everyone hates.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you don't want to be shamed by your peers.
I don't think we would shame you as first just say, oh, that deck, okay. And they're just
That is shaming.
I fail. Yeah. If you're not really excited to play the matchup, it's kind of a statement.
Yeah,
itself.
we are not like always super competitive
Sure.
at this store. Like it is like relatively casual and people want to have fun. That's why we play games, and Emu is not a fun deck to play against.
Sadly, not at all. Yeah. The deck is very linear. Does pretty much...
Actually, no, it is not that linear until you get to 10 Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
It's like once you get to 10 Dawn, it's a very linear deck, but before that, it is actually has a lot of very branching lines.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. I'm yet to be able to see it really in action. Didn't get the luxury of being able to play on the sim. Still haven't had time to really get that kind of time in. I'd love to get some time to get some sim play. Especially for all the other games I play too. There's a sim for like every game except for, well, I guess Magic the Gathering has Arena, but I'm not doing that.
And aren't there like free sims? Isn't there like Cockatrice and stuff?
There's the tabletop simulator thing. You can do that. It does cost a one-time payment for it, but you can do it with a tabletop. But most of the rules you have to kind of like do on your own, right?
Right.
It's not like
There's no automatic sims other than the one where you have to pay money to Hasbro.
Yeah, right. So what was it like? Curly was super excited to try this one out with you. Was he talking to you at the table about this matchup?
I mean, yeah, Emu does struggle a bit into aggro being a 4-life leader, but
How many monocolor 4-life leaders have we had?
2. There's also a monocolor 2-life leader in Vegapunk.
And Vegapunk, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's just this and an L are monocolor 4-life.
And both surprising good decks. You see a theme?
Yeah, it's because if both this and an L were 5-life leaders, they would be completely busted.
Oh, absolutely.
I have a theory that originally Emu was going to be a 5-life leader, but like in initial playtesting, it was so unbelievably dominant that they had to make it 4-life as just a nerf. Like I think that the original draft for Emu had it as a 5-life leader.
Probably. I like what they're trying to do because it's like the big bad, right? I mean, everyone who's watched the anime knows this is the big bad. We're already seeing what's happening at Eggman Island, so you know that he's big bad. So they made him a pretty powerful deck, or her. We don't know what Emu is. It's them, whatever.
Just use gender neutral. Just works a lot better,
right?
If you don't know, it's a silhouette.
Yes. So Emu in itself is a deck to beat. And I like the idea of putting it up there, making it some kind of struggle bus, because you as a reader also might be like looking at this or even watcher.
I mean, as a reader, this doesn't do much with Emu. This is just the Gorosei.
Sure, but it in itself, the idea of like it's really difficult to beat, right? You get that? Do you get that same impression? Because when I'm reading and I'm watching, I'm like, wow, what is Luffy even gonna do against Emu? Like what could
we don't know yet?
Yeah. So don't you feel like that they're gonna do that in the card game? It's like we don't know right now in the West. What do we do about this outside of Ace?
Kill it till it's dead. I mean, you go second,
okay,
because this is a deck that really struggles going first, which I am right now. So here I played out the Searcher, which looks at the top 3 or 4. I think it's top 3. Adds a Celestial Dragon, and then trashes a card, and then you can just trash it to draw a card. Oh, what are you cooking up, little pound cake?
Yeah, a little curious. What you cooking up? I'd like to see, is this in regards to this matchup in the Emu deck in the current meta, or is this just something you want to do for
I think
fun?
he's just cooking. I mean, I know he's cooking some stuff because we finally have all the 14 cards in Sim.
Right. 14 looks like a lot of fun, too. I've seen some of the decks he play.
Unfortunately, the red deck is bad.
Yeah. I'm used to seasons where the red deck's bad. I was playing when Dragon was the red deck for the format. He wasn't the greatest. He was fun to play.
Dragon was fine. It's not as...
It's almost as probably some Ivan or Buggy.
I mean, Ivankov did get new support.
That's true. I would like to see some of those blue cards actually make Ivankov an impressive leader yet again. Because Ivankov was pretty good back in the 02, right? Yeah, you knew it. Yeah, little pound cake building up some 02 Ivankov decks. I like that.
Just before rotation.
Right?
Yeah.
But still.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
7 coming to life. All right, Curly on the easy take here. Usually the first one's an easy take.
Yeah, no. Curly has said that he doesn't even really care about countering until he's down to like 2 life.
Okay, makes sense. Most of his power is all about making sure he gets the plays off. Spams board, gets as wide as possible.
Yeah, I don't like swinging to life, but it is good to just pressure, like put pressure on if there's nothing at board to swing at.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a Nami Search. That's not good. This is the 4 turn you want to see the Luffy.
Yeah.
So, gonna get a Nami Search, looking for a Straw Hat. The deck has, I'd say, this is the only one that can really whiff that well.
Luffy.
But there is a Luffy. Out of all the searchers, I really don't see anything whiffing except for Nami, just because...
I've seen Buggy whiff quite a bit.
Really? Oh, that makes sense, actually. Because you're not guaranteed to see a red event.
Yeah, but one of the good things about Rayleigh is that even if you whiff off of your searchers, you can just convert them into attackers.
Right. That's true. So there is some extra utility.
Right now.
Yeah. Revealing 2. Gonna get in for a 5. Simple 1k counter from Porter.
Yep. You really do just have to play Protect the Castle, so I do have to counter out of a lot of these just because I am 4 life and I do need to survive till I'm at 10 done.
That makes sense. Nice little... Is that 2k?
That was 2k, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 2k response there. Gonna activate. Oh, big swing here for 7. Are we gonna get... No, Rested Dawn for the +3.
Never existed in the first place.
Right. That's a good line. I like that.
Yeah, I used that in the actual game.
Do you? That's cool.
That, yeah.
Plus 4k on the counter if those out the home. So.
Yep. Radical Beam, but way better than Radical Beam.
Because how many cards at this point do you have? Like the right pile representing the 7, or?
One pile is for one of each of the names for when I get to 10 cost, and the other pile is just trash.
And how do you keep track of making sure that you have 7?
I count.
Well, I'm just curious if there was some other way that you were representing to your opponent. If there's a 7 that you have the 7, so all the...
I have 7.
Yeah, I know you do.
I can see at least 4 in one pile and 3 in the other. So that's I have fair. 7.
That's fair. I know, like you remember when I was playing the father deck, and when we were playing,
right?
I'd always have a little counter on there on how many cards I had, so people would know how close I was to playing father.
I mean, it only matters. The only ones that matter are if I'm at 7, 10, or 19.
Right, 19 for stage for the plus 1k, 7 for making sure that they can't be removed from the field, and
10 for some of those effects require you to be at 10 cards in trash, which is easy. You're just going to naturally get there. You're going to naturally get to 19 as well.
Yeah. I can imagine. I mean, there's a lot of discard, a lot of milling cards.
Yeah, there's a lot of mill, there's a lot of draw, there's a lot of cycle.
And look at the Emu's ability. It's just like the cycle ability. It's just in every turn, you've got some way. All right, finally going to get this a little late on the turn here, but still a great play. Yeah. Follow up with a Sanji.
Unfortunately, next turn, I will be able to play the card that removes Luffy.
Oh, no.
If I have it.
Oh, wow. See, and that's the problem with this deck. If you remove the Luffy before it attacks, I just feel like you're not winning that game. As much as I played this deck when it came out, I never felt like I could win if Luffy died, and I never had a swing out of it.
Yep, Nami into face, gonna counter. We're at 4 names in trash.
Only 1 more to go until we have the perfect. Here's 2 to get the monkey Luffy that grabs Rested Dawn.
Yep. And then swing
5, I guess.
Another 5.
Can't swing with the other 2 characters. They don't have rush. And note those 2 events that he has played out. Those are the ones he's constantly revealing. And just remembering that those are the ones revealed. Yeah. So kind of like we do in Magic, we like to play with our hands up if they're known cards. That way the player always knows that they're there. And I like the way that Carly does that. It's like, you know what these cards are. You can always ask. You can always read them. And you're not playing these games where some people is like, what does that card do? It's a known information. So oftentimes you will tell your opponent, like, this is what the card does. But you want to stop yourself from giving away too much information, so he just plays the same 2 up. All right, first K attack here from the Spider Boy.
Yep.
Which was that? That was
Saturn.
Saturn, that's right. Trying to remember which ones were which.
Now I'm using my search event. Pick up the 3K counter event.
Okay. I love how a lot of your counters are just 1 cost and counter. I looked at them too. There's only one of them that's leader only. The rest of them are leader and
Yeah,
character.
the 3K event is leader
Yeah.
only. You mainly play it because you struggle to out 6 costs, and there are a lot of 6 costs in the format, and it's the only way to out 6 costs in this deck without playing Stussy.
That makes sense.
Because your main removal, which you're going to see here, is 5 cost or less in its base.
Yeah. And this is a really good answer to all the cards in Curly's deck. Everything's free.
I mean, yeah, because Rayleigh has to play that way. So yeah, we're just going to get rid of the Luffy there.
And without an attack, Curly already on the back foot, which is kind of sad, in my opinion. It doesn't feel good. We'll see if Curly can recover. Still at 4 life to 3. So as far as the life war, Curly's up. But the clock is ticking. You're only 3 down away from 10 cost. Yeah. And that's when games are going to get real spicy. All right, first swing here, 6K. Yeah?
I'm thinking if I want to swing.
You think about Starve?
Yeah, but I think I do just need to pressure.
Sure.
It's like, I always prioritize board over actually swinging face in this matchup. But I do think I do also just need to pressure. There are certain decks where you absolutely just need to starve, but this is one where I do think you mostly need to starve, but also pressure.
I noticed you use that Emu sack ability to get the Spider Boy in the graveyard, just get the additional card cycle. Is it because you just...
It's already spent. He's going to swing at it anyway.
Yeah, and you're going to get it back with 10 costs. So
yeah. It's just not doing anything else, and I want to retain cards in hand for counter.
That makes sense.
It's like if I had bricks in hand that I wanted to get rid of.
Or what if you're digging for not in this matchup, but maybe looking for a Stussy or looking for something. I think that's a good line.
Stussy's not great in this matchup. That would be the immediately sack for leader, yeah.
Yeah.
Got another Luffy here, get a Boa.
I love when he's alting this out too, slowly but surely getting all the alts.
Putting the Dawn under the Sanji.
And that's from the Luffy effect.
Yep.
Gonna look at the top 5 for the Boa here. Looking for a red event or a Monkey Luffy. See if we get another one. Hopefully Curly doesn't miss. He can't afford to in this one if he wants to get underneath this deck. Stumbling at all against Emu, I think, is just a recipe for disaster. What do you think?
Yeah. Emu is really rough to have to deal with. It's just such a brutal deck.
Right?
Grabbing unblockable event.
Okay. So if he can get you down to 0, he has a win con. Because you do play a blocker in this deck.
I play quite a few blockers.
Oh yeah, you have the cheaper one for the early game.
Yeah, and I get 2 blockers off of 10 cost.
Is it 2?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. One needs 15, one needs 7? Or one needs 10 and one needs 7? Is that right?
No, they just are both. It's the one that's currently on board as a blocker, and then there's the 4 cost that on KO draws a card.
And it also has a blocker.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, got ourselves a big attack here for 7K, and the event going to be the answer to that. Those 1-cost events really paying off in this matchup.
Yeah.
See if he has anything else.
We're
gonna do a search, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to add an active Dawn to his leader. Look at the top 4, looking for a level 3 or higher, or 4 or higher. No, 3 or higher cost.
Yeah, cost 3 or higher.
Or a red event.
Yeah. If it was 4 or higher, it would only search 4 costs.
Yeah.
There is no or higher.
Divine Departure.
No,
that's not Divine.
No. That is King Kong Gatling.
Oh, King Kong Gatling. That's a new tech here.
No, that's been a known quantity for Rayleigh to play.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I've never played in this deck. Interesting. And with Buggy gone, Divine Departure not near as relevant as it used to be, but you gotta be careful.
I mean, people were playing Mulgun instead of Divine Departure usually. Buggy was not really around in 12.
Yeah.
Because it just loses badly into Zoro.
Not every meta had a Psy that was dedicated to keeping the game going.
Not everyone had a Buggy one trick.
Yeah. Which, when we were going over the tournament, did you see how much we're like, dude, Buggy would have been really good in this situation. Yeah. Buggy would have been really good. Like, his first 2 rounds would have been pretty freaking easy. Well, I didn't actually get to figure out what
Marcus, absolutely.
Yeah. That would have been a wreck against his deck, because we saw all the cards he had. Like, what do you do? Shoe Buggy just shuts his whole deck down. Outside of the 7-cost Arlong.
Yeah, it's exactly that can swing, I think. And like if he wants to load Donna
on his leader.
Onami.
Yeah. Oh yeah. On Onami too, I guess. Not great for the defensive part, that's for sure.
Yep. Here for 3, we're gonna play the rush one.
Okay. I like this. Still getting some good utility out of it because this is the 6 cost, right?
Yeah.
So just simple 3 is all it took to get a 6 cost out with Rush. Still at... No, this is the one...
9. I'm still at 9 done.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of the power. The blocker one isn't the power.
No, that's the 7 cost. That's
right.
a 2K.
Mm-hmm. In the yard, so we'll see if it comes out. Jupiter gets out later here.
Yep. Swing 7 into the Luffy.
Big swing here. Makes sense.
Just trying to force cards out of hand.
Now, this one can't be KO'd by strike, right? And
yeah, but I have no...
special.
Emu is not special. Emu is question mark.
Oh, is it really? Is it really? I didn't even look that close into it.
Yeah, no, it's... and it's also not even like World Government or Celestial Dragon type. It is...
It is question mark. That
also,
is
the
awesome.
type is question mark as well at the very bottom.
That's so cool. I had no idea. I never paid that close attention to it. That's awesome. They're doing a great job of keeping that a secret.
Yeah.
That is cool. The flavor text is just growing on this. That's the one thing I've always loved about this card game was the flavor text about these cards. They fit so well. The abilities fit and match what you see and read. And now this one, to me, honestly, as I was saying before, I feel like they did a really good job because they put us with this deck that feels like a very big problem. And they're basically telling us, find an answer to beat this deck or find ways to beat this deck on your own. And I feel like in the same way as I'm a reader or a watcher, what is Luffy going to do to this character? What? How does Luffy overcome this?
We'll see.
We've got a just unfathomable power that it. I don't know. I would have just did a brilliant job with this creation and this big bad, because he drew it up to the point where just I don't know what to do. I'm sure a lot of people out there got the theories. I've seen the theories too. I want to talk about them, but again, we don't spoil. So most of those theories do require that I talk about the manga. Oh, I need to talk to you about those out in our next break.
Okay.
Because there's one I think it like lined up perfectly and made sense to me, and I'm curious if you've heard about it. Ocean Man will want to hear about it too, because he was trying to spoil me earlier this week. He called me up and he was like, "Hey, do you want to hear the spoilers from this?" I was like, "No, I don't want to see the spoilers before I read them. I want to read it at the same time as everybody else. Well, close to, because most people wait till Sunday, right?
Right.
And are they out? Do you know?
I don't know if the fan translations are out. They weren't the last time I checked. It'll either be like late tonight or tomorrow usually.
Yeah. Thursday morning, sometimes the first time I check, I forgot to check this morning. Work has been all kinds of crazy. Hey, he got to keep a Luffy for a turn. We'll see if that can help turn the tables. But you've been able to defend pretty consistently with this deck every single turn.
And the Luffy is gone next turn.
Oh, yeah.
Because next turn is 10 cost, and I just play the character back out again.
He's sitting in the yard. We're already looking at it. And what
no, this one isn't in the yard. It's on the board.
Yeah, trash and bring it back.
Or I block with it now, and then it's in trash already.
There you go.
Oh, I just counter with the one in hand.
Yep.
So now that's all 5 in trash.
Okay. There we go. Big swing here. This one's one of those 10K swings I was talking about.
No, that is not a 10K.
No, I'm not Luffy.
That is a
Boa.
7K swing.
7K.
That's simple block out.
So 7K?
That's a 7, yep. Yeah. Might as well block here.
Imagine Curly's only action here is to basically... Is he only...
Okay. Oh, he has a Zoro.
He has a Zoro. Can use the Boa to give it 2 if he wants. Here comes 7 for 1. Okay, yep. Use this. Get underneath the Rested Dawn.
Yep.
He has Rested Dawn to give, guys. Don't worry about it. You can tell.
Because the attached Dawn are rested.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. There's the event and a 2K to get out of that Rayleigh swing. And that's all the attacks he has this turn, I believe.
So at 1 life to 3, looks like Curly's actually putting the pressure on. Now going to be the 10 Dawn turn.
Although this is... Yeah, this is 10 Dawn.
Yeah, this is where this deck goes on all cylinders. So let's see the first play. All we need to see is a 10 cost in hand. I'm sure Porter saved it. He did.
Yeah.
5 Elders now in play. Board wipe himself. Oh, sad face. He loses 1 character. To bring out all 5 of the Elders. Now, 7K, 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 7K.
They're all 7Ks.
They're all 7K. We have a blocker. We have a blocker. We have a rusher. We have a searcher. And then an on-K... No, just a 7K
the blocker
booster.
is the on-KO draw, and the other one is just boost them all to 7K. Yeah, and then I'm just searching and then pitching a card to get rid of the Luffy.
Wow. Rusher probably, I imagine, going to go into this Ronoa Zoro and clean up the board.
Yep.
Chickatiz, that's so insane.
Yes,
Honestly, it is.
It is. And this is actually 9k into the Zoro because I forgot it was a 7k.
Oh, gosh. Just absolutely disgusting. One turn, 4 Dawn. The tables from what we just saw between Curly and Porter instantly changed. Oh, the turntables.
Yep, and now I'm leader affecting to just cycle a card.
Draw a card, why not?
Yeah, I already attacked with it.
Right? And you can easily play it next turn if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, if I have another one.
Sure. Stage will get it out for a nice simple 3. And maybe he just wants to play the 10 cost. You don't have to sacrifice the 10 cost. You can have it as a 12k body.
Yeah, if you don't have the 7 cost on board, because it makes all of your 5 outers 7k.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh, but if only you had a way of just getting rid of it. If only you had a way of getting it off the board when you don't want it.
Right? And just drawing a card to replace it.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing here, just keeping one of the unknown, the other names out there so you can just make sure you always have access to the 5 different names. Good organization. Do you have to shuffle a lot because you're kind of like organizing a part of your deck anyways?
No, because
it's just 5 cards.
Shuffled.
Yeah.
It's already going to get shuffled.
That's fair.
And this is also the first time I'm playing with the deck.
All right.
I've done it a lot in Sim. It's just this is the first time I've played it in paper.
And you played on Sim just so you get some extra practice.
Yeah.
One of the things we talk about a lot in this channel, practice with the deck that you're having difficulty beating because it helps you learn the lines. And was that your thought process?
Partially. I actually don't have that hard of a time beating the deck with Law. I just need to go second.
Okay. And as we've seen, it's really hard for this deck to go first.
Yep. And here's the King Kong Gatling to plus 3k.
Okay. So going to go for a big swing here. That means he's going to have to follow it up 2 turns in a row, but he's also going to have to defend against 5 swings next turn that are base 7 outside of leader. Emu, I think, is at 6, right?
Yeah, Emu will be at 6.
So without the 10 Dawn, where you got 4 7k swings, a 6k swing from leader, and even though Curly is likely going to be able to take a life here through the 2 blockers, he has to survive this next turn.
Yeah.
And this deck doesn't play blockers. So we'll see. Did he keep open enough Dawn? Does he have enough 2k counters in hand?
I think he has 1 Dawn open. We can't see the Dawn.
We got Conquerors. This would actually
he already
be good.
knows the Conqueror's hockey.
No,
that's revealed. So
yeah. So Conquerors would be a great reduction to the board here, making them all 6.
Yeah.
But still, you're like, all right, I've got 5 swings here. So you're doing the math I was just talking about. 10 Dawn accessible. Does have the ability to pay 3 to get out a rusher if he has one in hand. Looking like we're just going to poke. This is likely going to be where Curly, if he has Conqueror's Hockey, this is the turn to play.
We literally see it revealed.
The Dawn open is what I meant. He does have the Dawn open.
He also does have the Dawn open. We just can't see it on camera.
Yep. So Conqueror's Hockey is the answer. Everything's reduced by 1. Simple pay here, but that means you would have to swing 4 6Ks or like and play into his 2K counter. I don't see you doing that.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't see you doing that. You do realize that next turn, if he has another one of those unblockables, this is it, right?
Yeah, so I think I'm either trying to go for game here or trying to get him to use the unblockable as counter.
Oh, okay. That's fair. It's a good strategy. So if that's the last card he has to make sure it can stay, it is a 2k counter in hand. Curly does have to keep it if he wants to be able to survive this turn. Or wants to win next turn. If he's going to survive, he might have to use it.
Yeah.
So our first...
Just
7?
6.
Oh, 6, sorry. Yeah, because of the reduction.
The Conqueror's Hockey,
Yep. There's 2k. That's not the unblockable.
Yep.
Another 6. Gonna use the revealed one. Okay, here's 6. Curly gives 2/1Ks. We have a 6k Emu, 10 Dawn.
Technically now a 5k because of the Conqueror's Hockey.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It does affect the leader too, doesn't it? I forgot about the leader effect too.
And now I have 2 lines here. I can either go for a lethal push or I can go for setup, but then I remember he does have the unblockable, so...
So you're going with lethal push.
Potentially.
Okay.
If he uses the unblockable for counter, I can go for a potential 10 cost play.
All right, this one is going to be on the take. Leaving one open, that way if he just decides to play a rush with this, won't be enough to kill him.
I mean,
but
one
you could play 2 rushes. Too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could. And I have 9 Dawn open.
Yep. So 6, that's exact math too. 3 for the stage, 1 for the cost of the actual character. They will both be 7k, but we've already seen he's already hit his hand pretty heavy. Well, how many cards do we think Curly has in hand at this point?
Not that many. I think it's
maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah. Here's the first one.
Here's Rush.
Yep, 7k.
See if Curly can play out of this one. If he counters out of this one, I think Porter's then gonna be forced to have to play defensive.
I mean, if he counters out of that one, I lose.
Yeah. And if another one.
Out of this one, I lose.
So if he counters out, no, he can't.
Game. He only had the unblockable event as counter.
Everything from life was brick.
So he could have lived if he countered with the unblockable on leader swing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I pivot to I had a Saint Saturn in hand.
Yeah.
And I could have played that, looked at the top 5, and grabbed the 10 cost, and then done the 10 cost thing.
Yeah.
And I did look at the top 5. I would have hit it.
I'd like to see if he had the unblockable, because he has a buggy search. So in the top 6, I'm curious if there was another unblockable.
I don't think we
played it out.
So it would have, but I would have had to put it on Better Habit.
Yep. Close game still.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Sauce Mama. Good to see you. All right, and that is the craziness that is Emu. If you're out there on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'll cut myself out to the intro now, and then we'll get to our part.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for this round. If you've been here this long, hit the like and subscribe button. Help us out. We're a growing channel and just trying to get out as many TCGs and coverage for you guys at home. Brought to you mostly by the people you're seeing scroll over here, my Patreons. The ones that help me fund and do everything I can to try to expand this channel to cover multitudes of different TCGs that you are seeing here. You like the one you're watching now? That's great. We also have other things that you might like, from a broad spectrum of the Bondi to the new League of Legends, Riftbound games, and other independents like Alpha Clash. We like to cover as many games here, and I love all these TCGs. Most of the time I take part in. If you guys are liking this content though, please help us grow, help us get into the point where we can improve our quality of content for you and get to the point where you guys really get the product that you deserve. Thank you for being here as always. This is going to be it for today. I hope to see you in the next video. That might be listed up here. I don't know, editor, can you help me out?